and something like that, then you guys can get involved. One step away from making it a reality. Little giveaway. We've been good with our sub goals. Been hitting them quite hard. At 250, we're going to be running a subscriber, King of the Hill, which has been, subscriber King of the Hill. The idea being that we basically cast you guys playing the King of the Hill, and there's going to be a little bit of prize money on the line, and we're going to do some fun bits and pieces. So, if you guys want to get involved in that, get subs. The other big thing for the subs is you get replay packs, and on Monday you'll be getting all of the replays from today, as well as the rest of the WardiTV weekly series, and the rest of the replays we cast since the new patch. You'll be getting all of those in a replay pack on Monday. Top left hand side, our blue Zerg player. Let me turn his name tag back on, shall we? There we go. There it is. You guys know who this is, right? It is Rogue from Jinek. Green Ring opening pool first here, gas pool first here in the ZvT. Against the command center first of our Red Terror to the bottom right hand side. It's INnoVation. What a series we have on our hands here, and you know what, so much on the line. Zest has already advanced out of this group in first place, which means we're going to be losing one of INnoVation and Rogue from the competition in the round of 16. One of these guys will not be able to advance, one of them will not make it through to the round of 8. Well, for one of them, the competition ends here. Will it be INnoVation? Will it be Rogue? Well, we're going to find out. Obviously, the other will advance through this group in second place. So far, has been some interesting advancements. I think for our first group, Nurture in first place, Gumiho in second place. In Group B, Hero advanced in first place, and it was Impact who advanced in second place. And now today, Zest in first, INnoVation or Rogue in second. We don't know yet. We're waiting to see. These couple of Zerglings down to the south side are having a look to try and see what they can do. Looking to see what's happening. As we have just the factory opening here from INnoVation. Intrigued to see how he plays. Obviously a lot of players have not been playing Bio. A lot of them have been playing Mech. But since the fungal kind of being removed from burrowed infestors to just kind of above ground infestors has been placed, since then it's a big positive. It's a big change. That might just switch some players back into Bio. We will see. We will see what the case may be here. We'll see what INnoVation wants to play. I mean, the 1-1-1 opening can be anything, honestly, early on, obviously. And one of the things we're going to be looking for is, well, gas timings, you know, extra racks obviously coming down, something like that. The 1-1-1, you know, can transition into anything, and that's sort of the power of it as well. It's so versatile. There's so many ways you can open with these Hellions, or the Banshee, or the Raven. You can go for a Medevac and a Viking. You can get a Liberator up. You could go for a Mind Drop if you wanted to. You could even build some Cyclones. There's so many ways you can open here in the TVZ. It's so versatile with the 1-1-1, and that's exactly what, you know, and then again, you can go into Bio, you can go into Mech. You know, it keeps you fresh, it keeps you open. You know, if you go 2-1-1, obviously you're going to be playing into Bio, you know, that sort of thing. So helps out a lot, being able to go into whatever, and keeps the Zerg player having to scout, keeps him on edge, keeps him interested in what he has to do next. As well, we will see a fairly fast lair from Rogue, a 4-minute lair. We've seen a lot of 4-minute lairs leading to fast hydrodens in ZVP, but of course a very different matchup here in ZvT. There's a Bane Nest as well, though. It takes away from my idea that maybe this could just be like a free base Nidus or so. The Bane Nest coming up, looks as though we are probably just going to see the Hydrogen coming down, so setting up in towards this, just the Banes to help defend early. As Banshee, now a couple of Cyclones on the way as well, so INnoVation. I mean, that's one of the signs that you might very well play Mech here, actually making a couple of Cyclones rather than just Hellions. And there's an Armory coming down too, so a bit of a Hellbat attack to go with this. And let's see what INnoVation can get up to do as he pokes around on the left-hand side. He's already poking away at this first Queen, which takes a little bit of damage, and some drones transferring over towards the third hatch as well. So some drones transfer on over, and again, the Armory about halfway done right now as that Viking. Again, just moving around to see what indeed is going on. Now, 2 Cyclones coming over, just making their way through these little blockers here on Neon Violet Square. This was on the maps on the Team Liquid map contest that I got cast a lot, and it was a lot of fun. And I think the coolest thing about this map was getting to see it change in the kind of stage of the tournament where you're allowed to edit things. And it actually became a much better map. It's really cool to see, as we're going to see. Well, Hellions are ready to morph into Halberds. First Banes are coming up, and there is the morph. Banshee coming forwards too. No detection on this third base just yet. We're going to see the first Queen very nearly going down. Banes looking for the connections. Halberds are split up pretty well, though. Really minimizing the damage. Another few Banes coming forwards. Not a lot left though from the Terran player, and that is a big connection on Halberds this time. Good damage done though. I mean, still a Banshee, still a couple of Halberds. He has Rogue running around. Loses a few drones here already. 4 or 5 workers are dropping. I think this might have already started to do a little bit too much, as Rogue is still just making circles to clean this up. He needs another Queen as well, though, and there is the Queen to try and get the Banshee, but another Banshee will not be far away either, as that is finally the cleanup from Rogue. 48 workers apiece. INnoVation kept that Banshee alive. Very nicely done. As we do see, INnoVation will just move back over, all the way back home with this Banshee, get it repaired before moving forwards again. Close up Banshee number 2. Brings it in towards the main and natural to see what it can do next. So Banshee into the main will come in and start poking around on a couple of these drones. One worker picked off here right away, and again, INnoVation with this Viking just coming up through the center of the map, seeing where it can go, seeing what it can get up to. As now that Overseer going to be taking some damage. So Overseer does take a few shots there, as again the Overlord's down the left-hand side. This Banshee going to be joined up as well in a moment or so, as well, Orbital landed down on the third. A few Hellions and Banshee gathering up together. Still just going to be that mech play. I mean, again, it was kind of expected for the Cyclones. It's not something you would usually add. Cyclones it is. And going into this 4-drop now as well, INnoVation. Well, you can just see in the supply is kind of telling the tale of this game so far. You know, INnoVation did a good amount of damage with the drop, with the push earlier. With the Halberds, with the Cyclones, that Banshee too. He slowed Rogue down, and now Rogue down 20 supply or so. Well, let's see. If you can hold on and defend, obviously Rogue can get to a stage of the game where, against mech especially, maybe you can survive and force it to a later stage and make some cool moves to really get yourself back into this, but it's not going to be super easy. It's not going to be, it really isn't going to be simple. You're going to have to really work for something like that, and he's going to have to play very well up until then, so we will see as the 4-drops coming across. We'll see how much these can do. One way for Rogue to get right back in this would be to shut those down instantly, not let them do anything. But not just not let them do anything, you kill one of these Medivacs in the 4, well, that's 10 supply more or less, well, 8 supply down the drain. It's a nice little turnaround. It takes away a lot of the map control and further aggression from INnoVation, which would otherwise keep on adding up. As this Viking on 4 kills, Rogue's units are just punching bags right now. INnoVation beating up anything he finds. We're going to see these 4s transform into that single target anti-air mode. No, they didn't. I thought they just transformed, but maybe not. Either way, they're going to do quite a bit of damage. Starting to let here. We'll turn around and get the Queen of drone as well. And there's that lift up. And again, that's the sort of damage INnoVation is not just going to do now, but he's going to keep on trying for with these 4s. And that's why it's so important for Rogue to get on top of this, to shut this down, to stop this from continually happening. You know, minimize the damage INnoVation deals. Obviously, the better position he ends up in. There's a few Hydras like this on their own. I'm not going to have a great time. Nice couple of kills on Creep Tumors here, keeping Rogue pinned back on the game. There's now Blue Flame kicking in. There's Ling Bane left to the left-hand side to defend. It's not going to have the greatest of times on its own, and I think even just these Hellions might have a chance to do way too much damage. Actually backs away. You know, INnoVation being very cautious, being very careful with his units. +1/+1 upgrades coming through right now from our Zerg player as well. INnoVation still just moving in towards the center of the map. Banshee's still alive as well. INnoVation kept so much of this alive. He's actually only lost 11 Hellions and 2 Cyclones this game. I mean, that's absolutely insane. It's part of why his supply is that much further ahead of Rogue's. I mean, just keeping the Banshees alive early, that's 4 supply, not losing any of the 4 Medivacs, even keeping his Hellions very safe as they poke around on the left-hand side just before. It all adds up as we're going to be seeing a Queen here again taken down as it tries to spread creep forwards. That Banshee is looking as though it's not going to go down with the cloak coming in. INnoVation is just keeping everything alive, and now in this high ground position, well, Rogue has to fight. He doesn't even have Bane speed yet, and that's just not going to help either as, well, he rolls on in. The Bane's initially doing some decent-ish damage, but it's never going to be enough, and the Hydras, as they're left alone, are obviously very weak on their own. They're very fragile units, and they die so quickly if they're the ones that are trying to run in towards tanks. And, well, INnoVation still just slow pushing forwards here as Hydras and Lings will be enough. GG. INnoVation takes game 1, and he's 1 map away from making it. Not able to defend early on in the in that scenario where he had kind of the DTs coming in. He just didn't have his defense set up despite scouting. This game he had the Bane nest, but just not the units again. Rogue, looking a little bit rusty here, perhaps. To the top left-hand side, he is our Red Zerg player from Jin Green Wings. He's down 1-0. Rogue, can he bounce back? Let's see. To the bottom right-hand side, our Blue Terran player. You guys know his name. It's INnoVation. Game 2. Looking to see what will happen. I'm hoping Rogue can bounce back. Thank you all for joining us as well as we're approaching 3,000 viewers here today. It really is great to have you all with me, have you all chilling, have you all checking out the stream. It's really awesome. So, thanks for joining. Of course, if you are enjoying the stream and you haven't already followed this channel, you can hit follow. Maybe you join us and you're fairly new to StarCraft, or you just haven't seen my channel before for whatever reason or whatever. But I am Wardy, hello. I do cast on a regular daily basis. Cast pretty much every single day, some sort of StarCraft content. So, yeah. Hit that follow button. If you're enjoying what you see today, there's just more of it coming up pretty much every day. We do a lot of different events over a lot of different time zones. The next week or two is pretty busy for us. Obviously, we're finishing up the WardiTV weekly Season 3 finals. I've got another event in the works as well. I just got news of something else I can cast in the next week or two. It's a very exciting time to be streaming. Like I've been saying, we're going to be pushing towards 300 subscribers over this month or two where we have lots of to stream. So pushing for 300 subs. So if you want to help us with that, it goes a long way to supporting the channel and the stream. And it's always greatly appreciated, but enough of that for now as we set up and get ready to roll. You see them just going to grab themselves killing these unbuildable rocks here. CC dropping down onto the natural expansion. You see the factory going to move on over, drop down onto the reactor. Barracks moves over to the side. Starport now building up as well. Obviously, again, we talked about the ability to change up what you do with this 1-1-1 opening in the last game, and we'll probably see something a bit... I'd be surprised if INnoVation did the exact same thing here once again, you know. So you see two Hellions will get themselves rolling across the map towards the upper left-hand side to get going. So two Hellions off to the upper left. We do see the Ling speed will be finishing in just a few moments as well for Rogue. I mean, for him it was hatch gas pool this time, slightly different, but obviously with the same intentions and the same overall plan. As we do see, just poking forwards there, Hellions will try and do a little bit of something. Viking is building once again, so far INnoVation is sticking very much to what he did in the last game, this early Viking, etc. This time Rogue will opt for the Rotron in the early stages as he scouts through the main. Just going to be going for arguably a bit of a safer way to play. I mean, Ling Bane is just a bit more fragile because it's very easy to just not quite have enough Ling Bane. And then as you're producing Lings, they don't have time to morph into Banes. It becomes obviously a bit of an issue. As you see that Rotron is coming up about 75% of the way done. It's just a bit more of a sturdy way to help defend against these kind of attacks. It's again just Banshees, so actually very similar to the last game, even with the Cyclones. INnoVation does choose to go for the exact same opener here as he sets on up. Hellions running on in towards the natural expansion. Grenade goes down. A couple of Lings getting roasted here right away, and you're going to see those Zerglings, well, going down pretty quick, but the Hellions have taken a lot of damage, finding 5 drones so far. Into the main base they go. There's one very low health Hellion which could be targeted very quickly by a Queen. Oh no, INnoVation is massacring workers here. 14 workers just with the Hellions. Didn't even need to morph these into Hellbats. He didn't actually even have an armory to morph them into Hellbats. It's one of the differences that he had in this game compared to the last. And so Rogue caught off guard by the push through with those few Hellions. A lot of damage dealt as now Viking starting to pick up. It's already got 2 kills. Now going for a 3rd kill right here. Gonna get this overloaded as well. I mean, damage is being dealt like crazy. Counterattack is met by Cyclones, and so INnoVation will turn Rogue away. And INnoVation is already in a fantastic position here in game number 2. the BlizzCon champion might be on his way out of the WardiTV Weekly Season 3 Finals. Thank you very much, by the way. Just quickly here as this Banshee deals some damage to... Oh, is there just not detection? Oh, Overseer's about to finish. Okay. Thank you very much to MarkBTU. Cheers 500 in the chat. Am I going to be doing the Christmas tournament again this year? Yes, I am. I am indeed. And that's going to be coming up in about a week or so. I'm going to start doing a couple of qualifiers for it. So just getting that set up and ready to roll. That will be coming up in the next week or so. It's going to be a very similar format to this event, unless I decide to change a couple of things up, which I'm not really thinking of doing. But yeah, it's going to be coming up short, in the next couple of weeks. Thank you for the cheer 500. Some love in the chat for the support, please, guys. As we see 6 more workers have been killed by the Banshees. Just in case the first 15 weren't enough, it's now 21. Really solid damage here by INnoVation. Damage which just puts him ahead and puts him into a position. Puts him into a position where realistically you don't really lose from. As INnoVation, you don't make the mistakes that lose you a game like this. You still have the Banshee to harass in the main. I mean, you're picking up another worker here. Now Hellions are poking forwards with some Cyclones. Well, I mean, even these Ravagers are not necessarily strong enough right away to fight this. 3 Queens there as well means that INnoVation will back off. Actually surprised INnoVation is pushing so aggressively forward still. Queen's actually backed away for a moment as we're going to see Corrosive Bowels landing on a couple of Hellbats. I mean, the Lings are taken down. I mean, he's just trading Hellions for units, though. I mean, Hellions are just the mineral dump, right? And if you're getting, you know, value out of your mineral dump, you're generally very happy as the mech players are going to be seeing. One Hellbat going down, the second Hellbat as well is going to be going down as well in just a few moments' time. Viking lifts up into the skies, and we are going to be seeing some SCVs transferring on over towards this third base. Some SCVs transfer over, third base becomes saturated, and we are going to be seeing the Hellion Cyclones and tanks still just going up. Infestation Pit drops behind them in our line as we see Roach Speed coming up as well. The Evo Chambers coming up, so allow for the upgrades also. But INnoVation is already taken. Upgrades, you know, his upgrades already on the way through, so he's able to get into a lead now. In terms of that, more factories, medevac drops for the 4s, and everything we just saw in the last game. INnoVation is just playing on repeat right now what he did in game number 1. And for the same all over again is, yeah, I mean, honestly, I mean, this is very standard stuff for mech as well, though. We've been seeing this for the past, I'd like to say, even like 6 months or so. He's been going for this for, like, I mean, not just INnoVation, but everyone was doing these 4 drops prior to the patch and all sorts. It's a very popular thing because it's a way to kind of be aggressive as the mech player and to slow down the Zerg while still building up into a very powerful mech army. As you see some Hellions coming up to the right hand side. Hive on the way up, Hydraless Den coming down as well. It's going to be seeing these couple of 4s dropping down. He's going to be coming in and poking and prodding. He's going to see a Roach getting picked off. Queen taking some damage as well, and as more Roaches come through, it's not really enough to even scare the 4s that much. He lifts up and backs away because he'd rather keep the 4s healthy than take more damage than he has to, but you'll see in the units lost, it's been a massacre from the Terran side. He's been doing so much, and there is a bigger mech army. She's up at right hand side. He's just going to be picking off this hatchery in the top, and this is going to be about it. We're going to be about all she wrote for Rogue. Early damage taken in both games. It didn't turn out to be the epic that I was maybe slightly hoping it was going to be. And let's see those Hellbats coming in to keep on firing. Roaches are being massacred. Hellbats are doing some good damage here, and as you can see, I mean, those Ravagers just keep on getting picked away at. A couple more Ravagers going down. It's going to be too much, and INnoVation takes game number 2. He 2-0s